Too bothered actually, I know he's just playing around there in the players' lounge, but I'm sure he'll be watching. Certainly Miller will be watching over the next few frames as we get to the nitty-gritty of this year's Masters final. Now John Parrott has now managed to get rid of that 1930s tweed suit, too itchy I'm sure for the commentary booth, and he's joined Dennis Taylor in there for the climax of this year's final.
Shaun Murphy to break.
Thank you, Hazel. Must admit, it's great to be here working with Posh Scouse. That was a great little piece, JP, very funny. Yes. Not a good break-off shot from Shaun.
Yes, he's got to win this frame, Shaun Murphy. Don't see him coming back from 9-4 behind to win, so huge frame for his prospects.
A little wry smile there from Shaun. It's gone a little awkward. The blue knocked up the other end of the table. The black now near this back cushion. But there is a shot for Shaun. But only a few colours he can get on here. Yes, it's definitely a must-win frame for Shaun. Neil Robertson has been sensational this evening. Century break, terrific match play, had a 76 frame before the mid-session interval. He's played some really good tight match play snooker in the middle of all that, John.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid all week, in fairness. Going back to his match with Mark Williams early in the week, first couple of frames he was outstanding in that match. And it's not always winning the frames you should do, it's winning the frames that you shouldn't. And he certainly competed brilliantly this week. Well, you can see there's a long straight red there, but it's not an easy shot by a long stretch, and you would be leaving something if you took it on. Certainly if you stunned it, you'd leave a red in the opposite middle, so with the black not being on its spot, it's not the greatest chance in the world. It does have a simple safety shot off the pack, so yes, don't blame him changing his mind. I think it'd be safety off the pack for me.
Too thick a contact to get the cue ball back past the balk line, and if the pink pots into the left corner, he can leave the white where the red is, or just screw it back a little bit. Now this will test his cue action. He's usually pretty good at this type of shot. And if the pink goes onto the black spot, that will help the situation. I'm not quite sure. He could play on the black even if the pink goes back in the spot and it's tied up. And I say he can play on the black because of the red near the cushion. If he gets nicely on the black, he just has to drop it in and that red will be available. He could do with a
50.
Sizable contribution here just to get that confidence back.
16.
Yes, there's nothing like winning frames quickly if you're behind in a match like this. You don't want to be doing it with 3 and 4 contributions in one frame. Nice to do it in one. See the scoreboard change a bit quicker.
Oh, he's let that one slip away. Is there one to the middle pocket? Might just be
23.
okay. Does it pass the pink? If it doesn't, he's got a bit of a problem. And there you can clearly see it doesn't pass. And the one that's just to the left of the cue ball, he's had a look to see if that goes in the left corner. Well, that might pot. Much easier if he was directly behind it. They're tough to judge when you're so close to them. Yeah, when you're cutting them back like that, it's very difficult. He was very, very close to the pot. I thought it was in at this stage. I thought maybe this will go in the pocket, but it just caught the jaw, and that's what happens on these match tables. He can plant one red onto the one that's over the pocket if he wishes. Probably easier to get position if he plays that loose red onto that. Being a left-hander, he could finish on the pink or on the black.
Well,
Yes, had to be a little careful with that shot in case the red that he cannoned on, he played the cannon with, went in front of the path to the black, so controlled that really well. You can play a little cannon up into the reds now, and of course knows full well the red nearest to the cue ball will be available for the other corner.
Eight. Nine.
Well, there's Alexander, Neil's son, back with his lovely mum, Neela. It's time for bed by the looks of things.
Sixty.
It's got a little bit of sorting out to do here. A lot of those reds are just blocking each other, the two together and the three together. It shouldn't be a problem from this position.
Yes, you'd need a little half ball angle on the black to cannon up into the three
24.
reds on the left. And when he gets that, he'll leave the other two into the corner. So he can leave himself half ball here. He's one good cannon away from making this a very good chance.
That's the cannon that John's talking about. If he can get nicely on the black, if he cannons that, he's going to open all the reds up. Just depends on how he gets on the black here. And that's just about perfect. If he hits that middle red of the three, he should leave all those reds potable. Maybe just a little bit more pace would have been better.
32.
Funnily enough, either one or the other, a little softer or a little bit more pace, but where he's finished here is a bit tricky. And careful with his follow through here with the cue. Yeah, it was very well played, that. You see the way he whizzed his cue away as quick as possible there.
But look how close he was to the red. It shows you the precision of this game.
$40. $41.
He really has played superbly well in this final.
Yes, he plays superbly well in any final. He's been in 6 of them so far and never lost one.
Yes, that's a great confidence booster, isn't it, when you know that you've won all 6 finals that you've competed in. That's quite a record.
48.
The kick didn't affect it this time. I'll just show you that shot again. You can see the black clearly jumping.
$49. $56. $57.
He's not going to need the difficult reds. Just these 2 loose reds with colours will leave the frame safe.
64. 65.
Yes, his good friend Joe Perry
72.
has been driving Neil into the tournament this week. Very good player himself, Joe. Had to see him back in good form, and he told me early in the week
73.
when he'd been watching Neil practice, he'd never seen anything like it. He said he was in unbelievable form in the club, and he's brought her here to the match table all week.
That's the secret, John, isn't it? There's not that many players in the history of the game can bring their practice game onto the match table. Neil's one of those. .53 ahead, just glancing around
76.
to confirm that. So she must be absolutely delighted. She's very, very nervous, but her husband's doing extremely well here. Good effort. Shaun does stay in his seat. So the thunder from down under continues, and he takes that frame with that fabulous 76 break. He's only one way from victory.